All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Mike Karzemba video. If you know who this is, you're probably an OG. This guy has done his NBA videos since I was a young jit, man, and he puts a lot of time into it. It's quality stuff. It really is. And this one's about Ja Morant, why he is not human. You guys know he's probably my third favorite player right now. He's basically Darius Garland, but with a 47,000 inch vertical. And we're going to see 5 stories that prove why he's not from Earth. The first one I can see is a young Derrick Rose, which is low-key facts. Let's check it out.
In a world dominated by the three-point
he definitely has similarities to Derrick Rose.
To notice just how special Ja Morant is. As an ultra-athletic highlight film of a player, it seems like every night the Grizzlies play, we can expect 2 things. 1, yet another gravity-defying moment by Ja, and
For
2,
real.
a win. As along with the Chicago Bulls,
They have been winning, bro. I think they're on like a 11
surprise team.
11 game winning streak or something.
Conference with a 30-14 record. Both Ja and the Grizzlies
30-14 is nice.
Wasn't supposed to happen, which is actually not new. It's just very surprising. What's even more surprising is, as it stands right now, Ja Morant is on a path to give NBA fans what they desperately have wanted to see for the last decade. What would happen if Derrick Rose was never injured? That is how good Ja has been.
Sheesh, that's so facts, bro. That's gonna give me goosebumps.
NBA MVP who has ever lived. We find as a rookie, Ja actually put up better numbers on a similar level team. And now looking at year
less
3,
wins though.
The year Derrick Rose won his MVP, and would you look at that?
They're fucking identical, bro.
Similar play styles. Athletic, attacking point guards who lead fans in
damn.
Also winning.
I think that's what Ja Morant's low-key going for, to like be
just how rare
a non-injured Derrick Rose. But Ja Morant gets injured like
so what's up, guys? Mike here.
Twice this season, bro.
Is rightfully getting inducted.
He goes for those crazy ass dunks. That's what happens, bro.
The list of players
I really hope he doesn't get injured.
Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, and Pete Maravich, among others.
Not human Hall of Fame. Pete Maravich, yeah, I like that. Chamberlain, duh. Michael Jordan, duh. These are all great videos, by the way. Check out Mike Karzemba if you haven't.
In order to be considered not human, there has to be something insanely unique about you. And in the case of Ja Morant, he not only has the
bounce,
stats
man,
to back up this claim, but
and he can shoot threes.
His life points to one thing. Ja Morant is a basketball unicorn, just not the type we are used to. It might be shocking to hear, but in Ja's own words, my 11th grade summer going into my senior year is when I started dunking consistently. Before then, I'd probably get 1 dunk out of 25 tries. Ja also described himself as a short, slow guard and put himself at just 5'10" the summer before his senior season. 3 years later, Ja was not only 6'3", he could not only dunk
6'3".
He also had
6'3", man.
4-inch vertical.
I don't know about that now.
His head to the rim. That is a drastic.
He literally can. He can literally put his head to his rim. Put his head to the rim.
Not human. But we have heard this story before.
Hey, Murray State Ja was different too.
Turns a solid high school player into suddenly a future NBA All-Star, and most notably 3 other All-Star talents in the NBA today were blessed with this genetic lottery. And as you can see, while Anthony Davis did emerge as the #1 player in his class and signed with Kentucky, Gordon Hayward, Russ, and Ja did remain unranked, although Russ went to a powerhouse in UCLA, while Hayward went to a much bigger school than Ja in Butler, who now plays in the Big East.
Butler's not bad.
Was coached by former Celtics coach Brad Stevens.
Oh.
So all 3 of those players were correctly identified by great programs. And
Butler used to get buckets back in the day, man. When I was a kid, they were a good college team.
In a much lower conference. Why? Well, unlike AD, Gordon, and Russ, Ja was not discovered in a normal way, and instead was found playing in a 3v3 basketball game by Murray State assistant James Cain. Cain was looking for a snack when he just so happened to discover the best player that will ever play for his college. And contrary to popular belief, while Murray State was the first school to offer Ja, once he was offered, he did receive attention from others.
It's a mid-major.
Loyalty went to the
hey man, he was second pick in the draft, and he went to a mid-major.
Almost certainly, Ja will go down as the best.
That's gotta inspire some kids out here.
But more importantly, in college, Ja made history, but not in the way you might think. Also, if you guys are enjoying this video, it would be awesome if you could subscribe and turn
on shifty with it.
That way you'll never miss a video, but also we are on the grind for 2
that shit out of here, boy.
2022. If you like what
Dunk
you see,
on him.
It'd be great if you did subscribe.
Lays.
And let's get back to the video where Matt McMahon, Ja's head coach at Murray State, had this to say.
Look at this ad.
Genius, a once in a lifetime.
Is it paused? The fuck? Are you abandoning Trump and the Republic? Why the fuck is that an ad on my screen right now? What the fuck is going on?
Player. A genius. Interesting way
a genius. Ooh, get that out of here.
Well, once we look
oh my god, I might have to watch some Murray State reaction, man. What the
national phenomenon. We are actually going to look right past the highlights and instead focus on Ja's advanced stats. It was mentioned a lot during this time period that Ja was the first player to ever average 20 points and 10 assists in a single college basketball season, which
he was?
Does say a lot, but
damn.
Even deeper, Ja also finished with the 6th most assists per game in a single college basketball season since 1986. His 10 assists per game in 2019 were more than Bobby Hurley ever put up for a single season, and Bobby Hurley
who the fuck is Bobby Hurley?
All-time NCAA record holder for assists. That is
what the fuck?
But it gets better. Ja also led
oh my god, he packed that man to hell.
Assist percentage, where he ranks 2nd all-time since 2010.
Oh wow.
That people started keeping track of assist percentage. So when Matt McMahon describes Ja as a basketball genius, he was referring to Ja's incredible ability to control the game, choose his spots, know when to get his teammates involved, and when to score himself. We can't forget, on top of his historic
Ja's not even really a pass first, really, even in the NBA at least. Like, he gets assists for sure. Like, he passes when his teammates are open. He makes smart passes, but he gets buckets too.
Is where things begin to get out of control. As in terms of total points produced per game, again, Ja led the entire nation in 2019, and all time he is 3rd. Just think about that for a second.
Trae Young.
This is a man who is known for his highlight plays, but when you dig into his stats, you don't find problems. You actually find out that he is more incredible than the eye test shows. The only 2 players ahead of Ja in all-time points produced per game in a single season are Marcus Keene and Trae Young.
Marcus Keene too, I remember that dude.
Some absurd stats as well, averaging 27.4 points and 8.7 assists. And again,
Trae Young did it for real.
College basketball player of all time in points produced per game. Still, when Trae entered the draft,
that's impressive.
Many saw him as a Steph Curry clone, and we already have seen guys such as Jimmer Fredette draw that comparison, draw that type of hype after having incredible.
Yeah, Jimmer Fredette was a bust, boy.
This, along with concerns about Trae's size and his physicality.
Why are we talking about Trae now?
Just a bit to number 5 in the draft, and the Hawks have reaped the benefits since. Trae's playmaking and basketball IQ at the point guard position set him apart from players like Jimmer, who simply did not have that same skill set. That is not to say that Trae doesn't somewhat fit into the Steph Curry / Damian Lillard mold though. As in the modern NBA, most high scoring guards take 3-pointers at a very high volume. Take this season. According to Basketball Reference, right now, the top 10 point guards in terms of points per game other than Ja Morant are currently averaging a combined 2.8 made threes a night on 7.9 attempts.
Curry with 5 though.
Guards have taken more than 7 threes a game. Garland takes 6.9, Shea takes 5.9,
69. Oh, Garland's on the list. Let's go, Garland.
At 3.7. So looking at
Trae
Young, we can see at 7.3 3-pointers a game.
Why are we talking about Trae Young?
Falls snugly into this list. Ja Morant does not, because while Ja has not been completely immune to the rise in 3-pointers in the NBA himself, he has shot just 4.2 threes a game this year, which would rank him just 9th on this list. However,
not bad.
Looking back to the 2009 season, a season when 2 highly athletic point guards in Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook joined the NBA, we find that the amount of threes per game made by the top 10 point guards in 2022 equals the amount of attempts taken in 2009. That is how drastically 3-point attempts in the NBA have increased, and that is also the reason why earlier in this video I referred to Ja Morant as a new type of basketball unicorn, a term you may have heard of before.
If you do everything, he can literally do it all.
Basically, when Kristaps Porzingis emerged as a legitimate player in the NBA, the fact that he was a 7'3" big man with a much more complete offensive aggressive game than a normal giant center would have turned heads, to say the least.
Kristaps, let's go.
That set him apart, and so
Stop getting fucking injured.
Game during Porzingis' rookie season, it was actually Kevin Durant who first said that Kristaps Porzingis was a unicorn.
Oh wow.
Then from there, the term absolutely took off. Guys like Karl Anthony Towns and Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid were all seen as unicorns because as
every center.
Things other players simply could not do.
How was Joel Embiid a fucking unicorn, bro? He's basic as hell.
Pass at a high level and still play their roles as a big man. The thing is though, a center who can do all of that coming into the NBA is no longer a unicorn, as they are no longer extremely rare. The game of basketball is always changing. We've recently seen a much more three-point shooting as referenced. We've seen extremely tall players handle the ball in transition with ease, such as
I need some Bobo unicorn hashtags up in here.
Centers become much more versatile, especially on the offensive end. So if all of these players are now starting to fit into a mold, who are the current unicorns? Well, at a high level, there is currently only one point guard in the entire league who can dunk like Ja.
My job is
Ads, my bad.
Because students
fuck.
Who can make athletic plays like Ja, who can win like Ja, and is also in the discussion for both All-Star Starter and All-NBA this season. That man, Ja Morant. Derrick Rose, because the only other insanely athletic point guards that have played at this high of a level this early in their careers were Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook. Now, we have seen how Russell Westbrook's career has gone. I'm not trying to hate on him in any way in this video, but he simply hasn't won a title, and if we're going off how much talent a player has versus how much success he's produced, I feel, as many feel, that Russ could have achieved more if he was a better decision maker, especially in the clutch. Ja Morant, at this point in time, has
talk that shit.
That he not only can be
Darius Garland and Ja Morant are both better than Russell Westbrook this season, no doubt. Oh, Jay Morant. Oh, but he smacks that shit back. Get that fucking shit out of here.
He can make the right decisions in the game's closing moments. And with the passing numbers we saw from Ja in college, really, this shouldn't be a surprise, but at the end of the day,
he's gonna be MVP one day for sure.
Makes a leap to this level, it is a surprise because many top 3 picks do not ever become all-star starters, let alone all-star starters by their 3rd seasons. As of right now, Ja is on pace to become an all-star starter, and he's also on a historic pace in general. There have only been 4 players ever, not just point guards, players, who have averaged at least 24 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds per game.
LeBron.
Each of these players, Oscar Robertson, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Luka Doncic, are basketball legends.
That's some good company right there, young man.
Will be. If he were to finish this season,
let me see Ja Morant. Pull up.
Right now,
pull up. Yeah. Let's go, Luka and Ja.
Scratch good. He is that elite. So to wrap things up here, we really
top 3 players in the league, man.
Have had only 3 ultra athletic point guards who, by their 3rd seasons, were producing at this high of a level.
And Ja is producing the most because he's winning. Ja is going to be the best out of all of them.
On our hands.
Derrick Rose could have been nutty, but he got injured so much. Russell Westbrook is just
playing his style of basketball, and
he just bricks these days. Like he's just a brick these days. So Ja's got to be the one. Ja is the one. Come on.
At least that's what we think now. Derrick Rose, it still pains me to say as a Bulls fan, was seen as a future all-time superstar, only to get injured and never return to that superstar level.
Yeah,
Oklahoma
that's
City
sad. I don't know.
Fell apart for several reasons, some that included Russ, but some like the Harden trade that certainly did not include Russ. So just like
and KD leaving probably didn't help.
Is guaranteed. What's going to happen with Ja Morant? We're gonna find out. But if the past is any indication of the future, I think we're going to see some big things.
Big things, man. Just don't get injured. Just do not get injured. Literally spend billions of dollars on your body and like get like crypto chamber fucking healing or something. Like just spend that cash on your legs.
Here are 2 videos I think you are
okay, that's it. Ja Morant is not from Earth. That's all I really took out of that video. He's just a god. Russell Westbrook sucks. Long live Derrick Rose. Subscribe, comment, like. Deuce.